So,
thank you for having me.
The left loves the diversity lottery, I think just because of the name. I'm not sure if they're aware of what it is. But now that you do know what it is this how you staff your own show, your radio show? Do you hire people at random based on national origin?
No, and my great-grandparents, my Irish great-grandparents came here under the diversity program, so I actually did know what it was, and one of the reasons I'm here is because of that program, if you could
When did your great-grandparents come? After 1990?
My great-grandparents came after 1990. On my Irish side, yes, my grandparents, I'm sorry, did I say great?
Yeah. Okay, so I mean, I guess congratulations, but you're not answering the core question, which is, and by the way, I'm not saying everyone who comes under the diversity lottery is bad. I'm sure a lot of great people who come. But the idea that the United States passes out green cards on the basis of a lottery at random, would any person defending that system apply the same principles to his or her own business? Again, would you hire this way?
Well, no, but a business is not a nation, and that's very different, especially a nation this size. And as I think you know, Tucker, I am one of the Democrats like Chuck Schumer, who was originally a part of this, and others like the Gang of Eight, who say it's about time that we get rid of it because it is irrelevant. You just heard the reason that it was implemented in this country originally, and we don't need it now. We are a very diverse nation.
Well,
Regarding
it's not.
My own company,
hold on. It's not actually irrelevant. We just had a terror attack last night committed by someone who was admitted under this program. So it's very relevant, actually, and the country's suffering as a result of it. So it's still very much hurting America. But I just wonder why we shouldn't, with every immigrant under any immigration program, ask first and foremost, how are you going to add to the sum total of this country? Why would we let you in? Prove that we should let you in. I don't understand why we don't ask that. Every other country asks that.
Well, I don't agree with that, Tucker. That is not the case with every single country, and is not the case with every single reason, in my opinion, that we should have people coming to this nation. And quite frankly, Tucker, then we would have people here saying that immigrants are taking all of our jobs.
Well,
sure, we want the best and the brightest, but why aren't we looking to make our students and our kids here in America the best and the brightest?
Well, I'll tell you exactly why. I'll tell you exactly why. Actually, I have the answer to that question. I have the answer to that question, which is we don't need to. We don't need to spend any time thinking about how to fix inner city schools or any schools. We don't care that 60,000 people died last year of drug ODs because we can just import new people willing to work for less, grateful to be here. Immigrants have removed any incentive for the American ruling class to care about its own people. Don't you see that?
No, I would say quite the opposite. I would say maybe perhaps it raises the bar when you go into a classroom at MIT, for example, and say, how come we're importing so many students? How come other countries like China and India have math scores that are just off the charts compared to our own children here in the United States? And
because
that's not just in the public school system, in private schools as well.
Boy, I don't think, with respect, I don't think
it's about a culture.
I don't think that you've thought this. I don't think you thought this through. Schools are eager to get foreign students because they pay full tuition, as you know. And the truth is, every one of those spots could be occupied by an American student. These are schools that take billions in federal funds every year, but it's not. It's occupied by a foreigner. And my only point is, shouldn't the U.S. government act on behalf of its own people first? It's a simple question. Do you agree with that?
I don't think that they should just be looking at, who is the best for America regarding academia and career in the workplace. There are other areas where we could have better. For example, here in California, we have so many lower entry jobs in agriculture that go unfilled, as you know, Tucker, because there are Americans that don't want to do it or overqualified to do it here in California.
I just wondered, does it occur to you that people will take a job if it pays enough? Does anyone on the left care about wages anymore? What people actually work? How much working people make? Is that a concern at all?
It is a concern. Thank you for making me the spokesperson for all of those on the left, but I know I like to make a good amount of money, and I think that most people do here on the left. But somebody, by the way, somebody who's picking the lettuce that goes into our salad, Tucker, is not making the salary that somebody who graduates from college
because they can hire immigrants who will work for less. That's the point. It's undercutting the wages of Americans. I'm really hoping to educate you, Lizzie. Thank you for coming on.
Well, thank you for the lesson.